Good evening. It is haul time again. I have been gone for a month, so this is basically a month worth of TJ Maxx, Ross, and some online sale ordering from Juvia's Place. I think it's the only thing online I ordered, and Tarte. But I do have a couple of things. I'm saying a couple, but it's a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go through. I'm gonna show you the new things that I have picked up. So let's go ahead and get into this. Now we might do some swatching and stuff today. I don't know. We'll see how we feel getting into it. But I'm really excited to be playing with my makeup and kind of having this whole boxes. I have a drawer in front of me like full of stuff, and I haven't played with my makeup in a little bit. Spoiler alert, I had a hysterectomy. I've been laying in a chair for a month and I'm excited to be back at it. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing. These are actually nails I picked up at TJ Maxx. They're little Halloween ones. I don't know if you can tell, like the top has little spider webs and stuff. But I was like, these are so cute, and Halloween will be here before we know it. So for $4.99, I really liked these bottom ones though, like the glittery. Oh, so pretty. So I picked those up. Those were the only nails I think I picked up this time. But if you are looking for like Kiss press-on nails, they usually have a pretty good selection at mine. So there you go. I don't really know where to start. Like, I have this stuff all around me and I don't know what to start with. So let's start with something simple. I bought a pack of the Physicians Formula Brow Boost pencils. I did pick these up already, but in walnut brown, which is a more red color. And this is in ash brown. And usually I feel like these are more like a taupey shade. It looked like it's going to be a little darker than this. But let's go ahead and just swatch it while we're sitting here. Oh, those really don't look that different, honestly. Here's the walnut brown. This is the one I already had, is this one. And then the new one, the ash brown, is on this side. They really look very similar. Wow, okay. But $3.99, pretty nice. When I first picked these up, like the other ones, I thought they were dried out, but it definitely just takes a minute. Like, those were both easy to draw on. So, and stay on pretty well. So there is that. I need to stop looking at myself. I keep checking the viewfinder. Okay. Or you still have a face, don't worry about it. All right. Now this was something I grabbed from Ross, probably at the beginning of the month. This is the Mally Smooth Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation. I don't know if I've talked about this one or not, because I've kind of had this setting over here for a while, and I know I haven't used it, so I'm mentioning it again. If you already heard about it, well, I'm unorganized, what can I say? And here's what this looks like. Pretty little powder. It feels really smooth, so that's nice. Perfecting Powder Foundation, which means it should have some coverage to it, so that looked nice. We're going to give that a shot. Another pressed powder that I found at TJ Maxx like the last couple of days is the Physicians Formula, the Healthy Powder. And I have opened it just to swatch it. I told you I've been like jonesing to break all my things. This is in LC1. And I used to have the foundation, and this was the shade I had in the foundation. I loved the foundation. Now they did have, ooh, that's definitely more coverage than the other one. See if you can tell. The Mally is on top, like you can barely see that. The Physicians Formula is down here. Like a nice dose of powder, so that's nice. Okay. Definitely be playing with that. While we're on the topic, I do have a couple more powders, so let's talk about them. I picked up the Bite Beauty Boundary Breaker powder, the loose powder in the shade Pineapple. I hadn't realized this, but I heard, I follow several that do TJ Maxx stuff. I can't remember who it was, but somebody mentioned that this never released, like they never had a like launch of this. They went out of business beforehand, but they did make this powder. Now, I was really excited about this. It looked really pretty. It looks similar to the ones from Zoeva that I had gotten there before, and it looked like that, and I was all excited. Well, I swatched this the other day, and I'm gonna go ahead and swatch it now. We'll see if you can see it. It had a nice little sifter, like you pull this tab off, and then you turn it. So like the whole thing here was nice. That's like a little sifter. So I kind of just shook some out, and then on my finger, okay, it's fine, it's cool, that's good. Putting it on my hand, but it is almost shiny. If you are familiar with the Laura Mercier, like their loose glow powder, it looks kind of like this. I've not put it on my face yet. Maybe I will do that after this video. I might leave this set out to do that. But to try it out before, this is something I want to try out before I use it in a video, because I do feel like it's going to look like highlighter, which makes me sad and nervous. So we'll see about this one. In just a swatch, I was not in love with it, but maybe, you know, blend it out on the face, it'll look a little less highlightery. So we're going to give this one a try. We'll see, but there's that. Okay. This is the other pressed powder I have, and this actually is a funny story where I kind of look like an idiot, but anyway, it is the Joystick Brightening Under Eye Setting Powder in the shade Power Up Pink. It's like this shade right here. I got this at Ross, and at Ross, they have the makeup in like those little plastic containers that they like put it in and seal it. I love that about Ross. I know that it's going to be a good product, but I normally at TJ Maxx will like do this, like, okay, is it opened or whatever, you know, make sure everything's good, or to see the color of a powder, you know, like that bite one, to kind of see, okay, is this even close to my skin tone? You know, don't open the packaging, but to see if it's even close to the color. And so this I hadn't opened. I thought with this size of packaging and this shape, okay, like you see this, I'm thinking loose powder. Okay, in my mind, it does say on the side, brightening under eye setting powder, but on the other side, it does say weightless pressed powder for setting and brightening, but I didn't read that. I wasn't looking at that. I assumed this was a loose powder. So I'm in the living room with my kids, and I'm opening some of the Kaja stuff. I have some other stuff over here I found at Ross, and I was like, this is an empty container. Are you serious? So I'm like, dropped it. One down. It's another reason I couldn't film. I couldn't bend down to pick up everything I would drop normally. Okay, so we have the Kaja powder here, and I thought this was empty container. I'm not joking. And then I was like, wait a minute. In the bottom of this container, you see this all the way through, see through. In the bottom, it looks like a pan of eyeshadow. That's the powder. And gross dog hair everywhere. Okay. And so then I was struggling with this, I'll tell you what. And then, not to mention, I think the thing's empty to begin with, and my son's like, Mom, you can see it down there. And I was like, okay. Then I'm like, but what? This doesn't even like reach. And he goes, Mom, it's like a joystick. Like, take this off, and then it'll be like loose, and you can wiggle it around. And I was like, well, now that you've made me look like the biggest fool. So here's the Kaja powder. We'll see how this goes. Because I was not, for some reason, that just was one of those products where I was like, I don't know how to use this. But now that my son has explained the makeup product to me, you know, because it pertains to video games, and he was more of an expert on that than the makeup part. So hopefully we'll figure out how to use this, and we will try out the Kaja setting powder. Another like face product, I actually found another scent of the Milani Make It Last. This is the Kiwi Watermelon scented. And I didn't have this one, so I bought it. So I now have like 7 of these, and they're nice, they're fresh, they smell good, so we have that. Also from Ross, I've picked up 2 of the Lime Crime Software Blush. Alright, and I have the shades Hyperlink and Hotspot. And I have used, I think I've used one of these. I've had these for a while. Like I said, this is like the whole month. So some of these I have tested out, some of them I haven't, not yet. This is what that looks like this orangey red. And it does feel almost like a powder on the top. That's weird, because I've swatched this one and it like didn't want to pick up this time, but there's a swatch of it. It is a cream blush. That's Hotspot. Let's go ahead and swatch Hyperlink. I had seen these for a while there. I never thought to pick them up. But liking my Milani cream blushes and my Profusion cream blushes, I was like, okay. And there's the other shade, that's kind of peachy. So there are those. They are very powdery feeling, like a very cream to powder feel. So the time I wore it, I don't really like remember, but I liked it. It looked nice. It went on easily. You know, I don't remember having like, blush day, but yeah, I did pick those up. So we'll be giving those a try. Yeah, Ross has actually been pretty good lately, and that's not always the case around where I am. TJ Maxx, definitely much better. And then there are about 3 areas I go to that have like a mix of like a TJ Maxx and a Marshalls, or a TJ Maxx and like a Ross, or like a Burlington and a Ross and a TJ Maxx or whatever. So, you know, depending on the area I'm popping into. Another interesting purchase, this is the Studio Fix Tech Cream to Powder Foundation by MAC in the shade NC15. And I was kind of like, I hadn't heard anybody talk about this. I have no idea what to expect, but I do have the regular foundation in NC15, and I really like this. So I thought, all right, here we go. Let's give it a try. And I've not used it yet, but I have swatched it, and it looked nice. Just a nice little cream. I don't have a lot of foundations like this format. I do have several like cushion foundations and stuff like that. So I was curious to try this for a MAC product. I thought that was kind of a cool find. So this is going to be kind of a long one because I do have like a month's worth of stuff here, and I'm just chatty today. So here we go. This is the Morphe X Avani Greg Love Me Lip Duo. I picked this up on clearance for $3. It's the black lipstick and lip liner, and I've seen this there. They've had it there for a while, and they also have the red one. I just was like, nah, for $6 I don't need a black lipstick, but for $3 I might try one, you know, just to change it up a little bit, to have one. And yeah, I feel like during, you know, the fall time, I kind of feel like I kind of want this, you know what I mean? Like during the during Halloween season, I'm always looking for like a black lipstick, and I feel like for $3 for both was the time. So here is the lip liner. It looks like an eyeliner, you know, like you can't get over that, but it's a nice creamy pencil. And here's the packaging for that lipstick. So cute. It's called Show Don't Tell. And even the bullet on this, I was so impressed. I don't have a lot of Morphe. Morphe's not like my favorite brand ever, but I do have like things here and there from them. And I don't know if you can tell. It has like writing on it and little, oh, you can see it. Little details, and it's just so cute. And we'll go ahead and swatch that. And that's just, I don't want to do like a humongous swatch, but there's lip liner, there's a lipstick. And it looked nice. So for $3, I thought that was a good deal for something that I have been wanting, but I don't want all the time. You know, this is not going to be my everyday lipstick shade, but I do find that there are occasions where I do want this. So while we are on the lipsticks here, I did find 2 of the Bite Beauty Power Move Soft Matte Lipsticks. And one is in the shade Pluot? I don't know how you pronounce it. And Fig. And I have worn both of these. They are very, very matte. Has their like traditional Bite packaging. I know they're no longer, but what they always had. And then it actually has the colored sticker though. I have other lipsticks from them that are just like all gray, and you're like, give me something here. I don't know what color this is. This is the Pluot shade. Pluot? I need to look that up. Yeah, these are terrible lipstick swatches, but I don't want to do like the whole thing all the way down my hand because I'm trying to do multiple. So there is that. And this other one is actually really, really light. The Fig shade I thought would be like in the tube. It's kind of like that, like a dusty pink, but it is fairly light on my lips. But I will tell you, they are very, very, very matte. I carried one in my purse all day. I definitely put a lip gloss over it. But, I mean, it was fine. It was nice, but it It's a matte lipstick. So there are those. Again, this is something after I wore it, I'm like, I feel like this is a fall thing for me. Like that more matte lip, the darker lips, you know, just that kind of thing. But I know I'm not the only one, that there are certain things that make you think of a season or a time or something like that where you're like, oh, this is that for me. Another Bite Beauty product is the, what is this thing called? The Daycation Whipped Blush in Watermelon Marg. And I've heard mixed things about these. Again, Bite Beauty is out of business. That's why all these things are there. But I had heard mixed things. Like Kelly, I think Kelly Gooch liked this. But other people, I've seen declutter these. And here is a swatchy swatch. Let's see. I swatched it when I got it. And it looked nice in like the swatch. Or in the like dollop here. But when I blended it out, it kind of did the Flower Beauty for me, like the almost completely gone. And but you can still kind of see it. But it definitely dries down. Like that dried. Like I can feel where it is on my hand. So I'm curious to try this out, like actually on my face, maybe do a layer or two of it and see what I can come up with. So I'm excited to try that in application. So there is that. Another more recent purchase from Marshalls is the Pure Ex Nabella Embrace Your Face palette. Pure isn't always my favorite, but I feel like they have like really good like run-of-the-mill products. Like it's a good I don't really think of Pure as like an exciting brand, but I feel like most of the things I've tried from them were good. They were fine. So this looked really pretty. I have swatched these. And it says these are eyeshadows and like highlighters and some blushes, and it just looked nice. Like it has a nice big mirror back here. So I thought for 10 bucks that was a good find. I'll go ahead and swatch here. We'll do the highlighters and the blushes. I'm just in a swatching mood today, so that's what we're gonna do. I've swatched some of these before, not others, so these are really, really pigmented, really, really, really pretty. Okay. And I know in this lighting, like the swatches are horrible in the ring light, but apologies, we're just gonna make it work. It is dark outside. Okay. There's the highlight and the blush. And it does say, you know, obviously you can use these all as whatever you want. But they just, look at that. Those are the shadows. Really, really pigmented. I was really impressed when I swatched this. I should have used this today, but I didn't. Anyway, there's that. Really, really beautiful. Really think that's going to be nice. So, another thing from Ross, from Kaja, is the Brow Blowout Volume. What does this say? Volume and Fix Brow Mascara. And it just looks like a basic brow gel. Their packaging's really pretty, like this ombre pastel. This actually feels really heavy too. It feels like a nice brow gel. It was $4.99. It looks about like the e.l.f. one, about like the Essence one, and that's what I was hoping, and that's about the same price. So to try something a little different, it's in the shade Light. So I'm excited to play with that as a brow gel. It's not overly thrilling, but I don't buy a lot of new like brow gels to try. You know, I usually find them places like this, and I'm like, okay, we'll see what it's about. So we're gonna give that one a try. How many times have I said we're gonna give it a try in this video? Don't keep track. I don't need you. Okay, another thing I picked up at TJ Maxx is this, and it is the MAC Firelit Kit in gold. It was on clearance like multiple times. I've seen it there a few, and I always kind of pass it. I do think the highlighter may be a little dark, but MAC highlighters are like $40, and I was like, $10 for all the things. Comes with this little bag and a little brush. I have a couple of these. I don't know, they're okay. It's nothing fantastic. And it has the little highlighter. Like I said, it's very, very gold. It may not be a good shade match, but look how pretty that is. Oh, the little swatch here. I mean, just on my finger, like, look at that. And that's not, that's like barely going over the top. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. I mean, really, that is blinding. Oh. Anyway, I picked that up. I'm very excited about it. I love getting... Is it this thing as well? Something in these bags smells like a perfume, but not like my perfume, like something was spilled on something. I don't know what it is. Anyway, picked this up. Very excited about that MAC product. At Ross, again, I found this on clearance for $13.99. This is a Tarte palette, the Rainforest of the Sea. I've never tried a Tarte palette. Now, again, locked in the little case, you can't really see. And there I like to look things up. Like if you look it up on your phone, whatever, and you can see what they look like before buying. And that is something that, you know, I do a lot there. It takes me a while in the Ross makeup section because I'm doing that quite a bit to see maybe what shade it is or whatever. This, I didn't do that, and I probably should have. But look at the outside of this. It's so pretty. It's everything I was hoping. But the inside is real boring. So here's what that looks like. Nothing fantastic. But I don't even think I'm going to swatch this one because I swatched it when I first got it and it like barely showed up. But I think we're just going to pass on the swatching of this right now. I will probably try it. I will probably use it. I was excited to try a Tarte palette, but with all the other eyeshadow palettes I have in my new stuff right now, this one's kind of meh. It was kind of one of those cult classics that is like, I saw it, I need to try it. So we now own this. Another TJ Maxx item was the Mulan I Heart Revolution, like little palette book thing. I do have Sleeping Beauty and Snow White. Yes, I do. I've used them each like once. They're not like, oh, it's my favorite thing ever. But I love the movie Mulan. I've seen other, like Cinderella and stuff. I think I've kind of passed on those. I feel like we went and rented this from like our public library whenever this came out. What year did this come out? It came out in 1998 and I was 12. So we rented this a bunch from the library. It was cute, such good songs. Like if you start singing this, I will forever be singing the songs in this. So I thought this one was cute, but it looked really pretty on the inside. It actually looks really similar to the Snow White one, like on the eyeshadow side. But yeah, the Mulan one, I was like, I gotta have that one for $6.99. That'll be really cute on my shelf. Okay, another Kaja product that I wouldn't have bought this if I knew that this is what it was. I thought this, it says Love Beat Heart-Shaped, and it says blending sponge. I thought it said blush. Like I said, I was at Ross and I had my kids and I was looking things up on my phone. I thought it said blush. So I thought this was a little blush compact, like the little blush thing. And so I was like, cool, for $4.99, I'm gonna get that. I get it home and I full on like open this before I realize that this is a sponge. And I had opened the box down here and taken it out and my son was like, no, Mom. Again, he was telling me how to work all these things. No, it does all this and it's cute and all the things. And it looks like this. And they are calling it the butt sponge. So this is the Kaja Heart Sponge. I would not have purchased this if I had realized what it was. I don't need another sponge. But I have it, so now we'll try it. I'm going to try this out the next time I'm doing my makeup. But yeah, that was like an accidental purchase because I really like the e.l.f. ones, and that's kind of the ones I've been repurchasing. Or I have picked up the Wet n Wild ones recently, the little Twin Stars ones, because I know I really like those. And I wasn't really looking to experiment with a new sponge, but I guess we will be in the next makeup look because I accidentally bought what I thought was blush. And it's not. Moving on. Okay, another find from TJ Maxx very recently is this little tiny Bobbi Brown corrector. And it is in the shade Light Peach, which I thought was the shade that everybody wears, like Light Peach. Not realizing it was Light Bisque that everybody has been raving about. But I also thought this was a sample size. It is not. Like, look how tiny this is. It's like barely bigger than my eye. And it is a peach shade. So it looks a little dark, like I've swatched it here. Definitely very orangey. Why do I swatch things like that? Oh my gosh. You can really see it at this angle. Looks like it may be a little dark, but blended in, I'm like, over a dark circle, it might do exactly what I want. You know, I've heard the formula is good. It's not so dark that I couldn't make it work with a concealer over it. I don't feel like. So I'm going to give that one a try. Even the girl at the register was like, that's really tiny. What is that? It's a bougie corrector. Don't worry about it. A couple of bronzers I've recently picked up from Ross. The IT Cosmetics Ombre Radiance Bronzer in Warm Radiance. I don't think I own anything from IT Cosmetics. That's kind of why I was excited to have this. And it is the kind of pan I like, that like comically humongous bronzer pan. That makes me happy. It is a little bit, has a little bit of sheen. I've worn it once, maybe twice. There it is right here. It's pretty light. It was nice. It was easy to use. Nothing too fancy. I thought it was strange that the lid was clear. It looks kind of cheapy, but there is that. And at the same time, I picked up the Bronze Goddess from Estee Lauder. And this is in the shade 01 Light. I'm smelling it again, but I don't know. Okay. In the shade 01 Light. And this one looked like, ooh, fancy. Very, very light. Very light bronzer. I've used this one as well. Maybe once. And here are, like, here's two, like, passes. You see it right below the other one? Like, barely. I was like, when I am barely being able to see this, if I am barely able to see this, like, my goodness, that is light. So, I feel like in, like, December, January, this is going to be perfection. Again, that seasonal kind of feel where I'm like, oh, yeah, I can see me really enjoying that when I don't want something as bronzy because it's not going to look normal. So, there are those. Should we do all the eyeshadow last? I feel like maybe we should do all the eyeshadow last. I have a lot. So let me see what else is in this box. My address is on that somewhere, trying to make sure I'm not giving you all that information. Okay, let's see. I have one more bronzer. Yes, one more bronzer. And this is the Revlon Skin Lights Prismatic Bronzer in Sun-Kissed Beam. I actually found this at a... I think I tore the sticker off. I did because it was like on the seal. I want to say this was Marshall's, but I don't know. Anyway, I picked this up from TJ Maxx, maybe Marshall's, and they just had this one. It was just like one piece. This was it for $3.99, and I really like this. It's a really pretty bronzer. It's nice and firmly packed though, so like you don't just immediately rub off all of the prettiness. It's very shiny. Like, see, it's got kind of that, but it's not, okay, not shiny. It has like a sheen to it, which I like. It reminds me of some of like the old CoverGirl bronzers and stuff like that that I used to really enjoy. So there is that. I'm very excited for this one as well. What started all this was looking for the Glamlight Michaela palette. I saw a handful of people find it and I was like, I want that so bad for $15. As you have seen me talk about my cake palette and stuff like that. I've really liked the Glamlight formula lately and I haven't been able to get my hands on it. So I've been looking. I still have my eyes peeled. I feel like in our area we don't necessarily get things like immediately. It kind of trickles this way. So hopefully I'm still holding out that I'm going to find it. So I'm not going to hold my breath, but I will hold out. This is something I actually picked up off of the Tarte website. And this is the, what are they calling it? The Best of Blush Amazonian Clay Cheek Set. And there's one highlighter in here as well. This was like their holiday set. And I don't know how I found out. Like they had, I think it was like a Facebook ad or something where they were having like, this was already on sale. Then like you could use like a promo code and get it for like super cheap. So that's what I did. I'd never tried, I don't want to double up, never tried a Tarte blush. I've heard great things. So I went ahead and picked this up. I've worn these, I think I've worn two of them. They're tiny, like they're smaller, but has a little imprint and everything. This is the shade Captivating. And I will say these were much more pigmented than I thought they would be. I don't know why I thought it would be just a little lighter in pigment, and it wasn't. This is the shade Delight. Underneath that, Captivating, Delight. Exposed, I feel like this is the like popular one. That one right there. Everybody loves it. This is kind of like the eyeshadow palettes from Tarte. I don't have a lot from Tarte, and I wanted to try some things. And then here is, this one's much more pink in the shade Charmed. This is not swatching as well as the others. Definitely a lighter pink. Yeah. And the highlighter is in the shade Fantasy. This one does not have the imprint on it. And that looked really pretty. I was expecting the highlighter to be kind of meh. Just the look of it, it looked like a drier formula. You can see it there. It didn't look like anything special. And it turned out really nice. So there are all of those swatches of the Tarte blushes. So we have all of those. I just thought that was a really cute, affordable way to try some of these things. Okay, I've been sitting here long enough. I don't think I'm going to swatch each eyeshadow palette, but I will swatch them when I use them, if that makes sense. So you will get to see swatches eventually, but I will do that individually in each video rather than sitting here and swatching 14 palettes. I didn't realize there were 14. Did I count that correctly? Okay. I'm not going to swatch all 14 eyeshadow palettes, but we will talk about them. I will swatch the other things and we'll kind of move on. Another exciting find for me was the, I don't want to say it wrong. I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. Okay, this is Uhma, U-H-M-A-H, Uhma Beauty. This is the Say What Weightless Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation in White Pearl T2W. Finding that this shade in this was odd. Like, they all have different color caps, and I actually went on and started like looking on the website and to see what was what. And apparently, like, the very, where is it at the bottom, with different things specially formulated for very fair skin. Then there were some specially formulated for fair skin and for like deeper skin. And it says, like, down here on the bottom, like the color of cap you get like has to do with that. I thought that was kind of interesting. I just didn't realize it, and I was like, are these all different foundations? You know, like if I was just shopping for it at TJ Maxx, had I gone into like a store and was like looking for this, it probably would have made more sense. But yeah, so I think it's kind of cool. So I have swatched this, as you can see by the little spillage there. It is very, very runny, but I thought this was a really cool find. And this is the actual like foundation. It's not the Walmart one, which I don't know really what the difference would be, but there's a swatch of that. And you can see it there. It actually looks like a pretty good match. Like the fact that you really can't see it that well is like hopeful that I did an okay job at picking the shade. It was between this and one with like a blue lid, I think was the regular, like fair, not very fair. So there's that. I'm excited to try this out. I know it's been out for a little bit, but yeah, to find that brand was kind of cool. So I'm excited to try this. Oh, I have more than that of eyeshadow palettes. I didn't realize it. Like these little things here are also eyeshadows. Girl, get it together. What the heck? Okay, don't leave me, don't let me, oh my gosh, like what? Anyway, those weren't words. Okay, from Kaja, I have the Moon Crystal, what is this called? It's way too sparkly, I can't read it. The Moon Crystal Sparkling Eye Pigment. Okay, in the shade Luminary. This is actually like a little cream. Swatched it yesterday on my hand. Again, this was one of those Ross things that was like locked in there, and I didn't know it was glitter, like a liquid glitter, until I looked it up. So yeah, I definitely recommend doing that. Just kind of Googling it really quick if you're debating. And there is what it looks like. And we'll kind of blend it out. And it really, it's just like sparkle. Ooh, like that looks so pretty. And when I swatched it out yesterday, it like dried immediately. So that's nice. I'm excited to try this. The fact that I put it on like that and it, I mean, like that really is dry. I know it looks like it's all over me, but it really is dried down. Like it's not going anywhere. I'm excited. I think that this is going to be nice. I looked this up like on the website, and it does say, you know, possibly put this over an eye primer. So, you know, it's not claiming to be like forever long wearing on your eyes, but applies like a gel, dries to a powder. And I would agree with that. I would agree with that from that swatch. And this one's definitely just shimmer. Like, this is really pretty. That was kind of an unexpected find. Not something I don't normally love single shadows, but I thought, ooh, that is really pretty, like tapped over anything. Excited for that. I found this Too Faced lipstick, the Lady Bold lipstick, in the shade Comeback Queen. And I will tell you, I buy Too Faced because their packaging is adorable. Like, look at this. And then it has the little Too Faced logo. And I know Too Faced has had a lot of issues lately, but I don't really follow them, so I don't know. And then it has writing there, and this little heart-shaped lipstick. It has the letters and then the name. So this I'm really excited to use. I like don't even want to swatch this yet though. I don't want to ruin the prettiness. So we're just going to put that back. But I'm excited to try that. It looks like a really nice, just middle of the road shade. And I got the Kaja Little Shots Gloss Duo. And this has Milk Tea and Rosy Mocha. And it opens like this. Has little stickers and stuff in the back. My kids were like, oh, you should decorate the tubes. And I'm like, I don't know. These looked really pretty. Like, they're mini. I don't normally do, like, mini lip products. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I thought these just looked high quality. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, they look nice and it just looked good. And they're a good size. Like, this does not feel super mini to me. I've had some that were, like, not even with the cap, like that small. And to use that, like the mini Becca glosses, I had those once, and I don't know that I ever used them. I put them in my purse thinking, oh, I'm going to use these all the time. They're adorable and tiny. But they were so tiny, and I was like, I'm never going to use this. But these look nice. Have a little vanilla scent. So there's that one. Milk tea. That feels really good on. I can't see it all. There it is. Milk tea and rosy mocha. We'll give that a swatch. Oh, that's pretty. A little more color. Not much more, but a little more. Like, definitely a nice little, like, neutral brown. Sheared out. Ooh. It feels nice in the swatch. I feel like those are going to be really good. I'm excited for that. And the rest of that is eyeshadow over there, so we'll leave that. I did pick up, this is like the last non-eyeshadow product, the Kaja Superstars set. This is kind of what drew my attention. And it has two of the glosses, a trio of shadow, and then the blush. This blush, one of these blushes, is what I thought was in that sponge. I thought there was one of these in here and that it was called Love Beat. You see that right there? I thought that was the shade name. It was a whole thing. I was laughing at myself. I was laughing at myself like crazy. So here's this, and it does open like that. Has two glosses. Now this gloss is a repeat, and I don't know if I noticed that it's the time. Let me grab those. Okay, so I'm not going to swatch this one, but I will swatch this one for you in Pink Drink. And I did find these all at Ross. I don't know if they are also... Oh, that's pretty. And that's a pink one rather than the brown. Okay, I'm glad like they're all different colors, so that's cool. Besides the one that's an absolute repeat, we'll just ignore that. Okay, so besides the two glosses, we have the blush. Here, we'll pull out next. Now, I've seen people talk about these, and I feel like the consensus usually is it's cute for a minute. Then it's like this takes up too much space for the quality of the blush. Like the blush is fine, but never like, oh my gosh, it's my favorite thing ever. So I just wanted to try it. It has the little heart spongy stamp. And I've not even opened this one. Peel off. Okay, there's your little... My trash can's on the other side. Let's just dip our finger and see. Oh, that's pretty. There's that blush. Oh, looks good. I'm excited to try that. That is the shade Saucy. And then I have the Kaja Bento, Beauty Bento in Smolder Season. Looks like that. Very neutral looking. Let's peel this little sticker off. Now, I probably will swatch this and this. I have the other bento, Beauty Bento in, what's this one? Mocha Spritz. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one as well. And I think I am going to swatch these two little stacks because these shimmers in here look so gorgeous. I'm so curious. I've not swatched them at all because I wanted you to see them like fresh and pretty. Now, I don't normally go for like a 1 shadow look or a 2 shadow look or go something simple. But again, these were in there. It's not something I would go seek out, but it's that kind of product that you've seen people use so many times. The curiosity is piqued. The curiosity is piqued. I got to find out. So, this is the Mocha Spritz Trio. I almost said quad. And look at that. I don't know if you can tell like how, oh, it's not even doing it justice, how shiny that looks. Let me swatch it. Okay. Then we have the second shade, the third shade. Those look really pretty. Are they named individually? They are. We have Dazzling Bronze, Rich Espresso, and Deep Jam. It's pretty accurate. Okay. Now I have gloss on my hand. Okay, we'll swatch next. Well, I will say I'm almost kind of disappointed with the shimmer in this one. I don't know if you can see. It's pretty, but it's not quite as glitzy as I was imagining. But those mattes look really nice. Like really pigmented. Okay, so let's do a swatch here of the Smolder Season stack. And this also has the shade names on the back. Now this one I think is 2 shimmers and a matte, if I'm not mistaken. And we have the I almost destroyed that with my finger. Okay, we have the shade Bubbly Beige. We'll swatch that. Looks nice. The shade Dusty Chiffon. Now they are really shimmery, and this last one is Sandalwood. I feel like I need to get this way. I'm not in the center. Okay. I think my disappointment with these shades is that they are very loose, glittery. This is right here. You can see how much it left on my fingers. So I don't know. I'm curious how that's going to play out because in the pan, these looked really pretty. So I'm not going to fully judge. There's that. See, it looks really, really shiny. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe it needs like a sticky base and it's going to be incredible. That's what I'm hoping for. So there's my little set of Kaja stuff. I'm very, very excited to try all of those products. Okay, this next chunk, I'm just going to go through and talk and tell you what I have and show you the palette. I'm not going to swatch everything because I will swatch these in their own designated videos. Okay, now I had heard mixed reviews about these. I actually had somebody in the comments tell me that, was it the matte or shimmer wasn't great in these. One of them wasn't amazing. But, as in there looking for Glam Light, I was looking for the Michaela palette and I couldn't find it. But they did have this cuteness and I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, I know I've heard mixed reviews. I know that they may not be perfect, but I got to give them a try for myself. So I did pick up the 4 Hershey Kiss palettes that they had. And I've not had a chance to use these yet, but I want to. I'm very excited to try them. They are just too cool. This, like the little bag, and then this, like, are you kidding? Are you kidding with the cuteness? So I picked these up. Now it says on this package, like here's the purple one, so pretty, that they're supposed to like smell like chocolate. It doesn't. Don't put your nose up to it and smell it because it smells chemically. But yeah, so I have 4 of these: the purple, the whatever the almond one is, the dark, the almond, the original, and the blue. So I'm really, really excited to play with these. And, you know, yes, I read the comments. Yes, I heard you say that these weren't the best, but like the cutest was too much. So I am going to try them out. We'll see. Hopefully they'll be good. Hopefully I'll like it. Hopefully I'll love it. So I do have all of the Hershey Kisses. Not all. I think there's a pink one that they sell that I don't own, but I did pick up some of the Hershey Kiss palettes. We will be playing with those soon. And I will go ahead and show you what those look like. That was the purple one. And we have the almond, which is a nice warm toasty color story. I want to swatch all these so bad, but like I said, I don't want to take up any more of your time here. So we will swatch these all in like their own little video, I think. That way we can truly appreciate them. We have that one, a nice little cool tone. So I'm really excited to play with these. Like I said, I'm like, I want to swatch them all right now, but I'm gonna wait, and we will swatch them in their own special little Hershey Kiss video. Now I also placed a Juvia's Place order. They had an amazing sale for like whatever it was. I can't remember what holiday I ordered them. And I had free shipping and like a discount code and all kinds of stuff. So I ordered 6 palettes. I picked up 2 of the quads. All of them were on sale. I think these were like $4 a piece. But I had all of them in my cart at one point. And I was like, you're not going to wear the gray one. That gray palette, you're never going to put on your eyes. The yellow palette, maybe, but like, do I love it? I don't know. So the 2 green ones, though, I was like, I'm going to get these. If I love them, I can order the others. But, you know, I was trying to be more realistic in that moment of, I was never drawn to the gray one. And I had it in there to complete the collection of the 4. And I was like, stop. We're not doing that anymore. Like, let's stop doing that. So cue me buying all of the ones I could find of these. But I was trying to be better. So this is the Juvia's Place, the Rebel Mints. These 2 were broken. The top 2 were broken in the mail, and I have repressed those with rubbing alcohol. So they look to be fine. I've not used this yet, though. And this is the Army. I'm really excited to try these. That looks beautiful, right? So excited. Okay. Then I bought all the Olori. The 1, 2, and 3. And here, so look, I've used this one. Those 2, like the blue and the green. Gorgeous. This one's all blue. Definitely not my favorite, but I do enjoy the quality, so I'm like, I feel like that's a nice one. And then the 3, that center shade, like that duochrome. It's almost kind of like a pink to blue, like a blue with like purple pink glitter in it. I don't know. It's really, really pretty. And this one I've not even touched. Like, I've not used this at all, the Blushed Rose palette. It is a little basic, and I almost didn't get this one, but I just really like their 6-pan palettes. So again, these were all on like big discount, so that's why I chose the ones I did. But I have been eyeballing these for a while when they came out. I almost paid like full price, and I was like, Juvia's Place always has sales, don't do that. So I waited, and I did get them on a good deal. But like the color stories were just different than other things in my collection. So I have those. And then while on the hunt for the Michaela palette, in the same time frame as the Hershey Kisses, I found this BH Cosmetics Lunar New Year palette. I had heard somebody talk about this, and I kind of forgot about it because I thought, I only saw one person see one item. You know, like you kind of get those one-off things where you're probably not going to find it. And I'd kind of forgotten about it. But, oh, this camera isn't doing this justice. This is so pretty. Like this row right here is so bright and vivid. Like, I've swatched a couple, but I've not had a chance to use it yet. And this looks stunning. This was definitely Marshall's because it had a giant sticker right here that said Marshall's, because it had the plastic like covering all of this, like they have their travel palettes at TJ Maxx, where it's not in its own box, it's just kind of like the inside's wrapped. Anyway, I'm now remembering why I got that because that annoyed me. I spent so much time picking that label off. At the same place, I did find another Glamlight palette, the Icy Cherry palette. And this looks so Beautiful. I think this will be the next palette I use in like a tutorial. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know, but I'm excited. This looks gorgeous. I want to find the blue one of this and the Michaela palette. Like, so bad. So bad. All right, we are down to the last 2 items. Now that I don't even want to look and see how long this video is. I've picked up 2 of the ABH Norvina palettes, and I just picked these up day before yesterday, whatever. And this is the volume 1 and the volume 2. And I saw this one a couple weeks ago, and I almost didn't pick it up then. But here's what that looks like. I haven't heard a lot about these palettes, if I'm being honest. In my mind, I'm kind of like, oh, people didn't like it. And I'm like, I don't think I heard that. I don't think I saw anybody review these. Like, this one looks so pretty, though. I was like, I gotta have that one. That looks cool. Nice funky green and stuff. That looks good. But I don't think I ever heard anybody talk about them either way. Like, the Norvina line started coming out with a ton all at once. And I know that people negatively talked about that because they didn't like that. But the palettes themselves, I don't know that I heard anybody even mention it. So I'm going to find out how I feel about them on my own, finally. Usually something's on a recommendation or somebody said this was terrible, so I bought it anyway. You know, that kind of thing. So I'm definitely going to be trying these out. The color stories look really, really, really pretty. So I'm excited to give those a go. I'm really feeling the pink and purple lately. Like, I love the green and orange in the other palette, but this one actually looks really nice as well. So I think that is it for this whole video. That was a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff. I think we're going to be getting back to regularly scheduled programming as of now. Be on the lookout for these products in the next couple of videos. We'll definitely be using a lot of these palettes, a lot of the face products, some new foundations. As you saw, blushes, highlighters, what else is over here? Bronzers, some powders. We've got everything. So be on the lookout for some new makeup videos coming up. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I will see you next time. Bye.